Hello, welcome to IT Career Track training videos. So this is part of our continuing set of videos. So if you haven't gone through the earlier ones, please go through them. Today we are going to talk about types of technologies. Now this is something which is relevant for everyone who is in the IT field, because there are just so many technologies, and since it is a very fast growing field, so it's changing almost every day or every month. So it's a good point to, or good idea to have a good overview of what are the different technologies available, and where do you stand, and what you want to do in case you are starting new. So the reason this is important is because a lot of the times jobs are driven by the particular skills or particular technologies and that could have a difference of salaries, that could have difference of positions. So the main thing is that the amount of, I think before I get down to what are different types, there are 2 or 3 main parameters which are used. So for example, the type of tech, or what specific technology. Second one is the depth meaning, so you can work on for example a PHP application, meaning PHP website, but then depth meaning you can develop that PHP website to build if you can use PHP to build a website like Facebook, which is a very high traffic, versus not so known, or some website where hardly anyone goes. So both are done by use the same technologies. So what's the difference? The difference being is that if you can build a software, if your resume shows you build a software using PHP which has great traffic, which has really been put to great amount of tests, that really puts you at a different level. So that means this depth meaning your level of skill or level of knowing that. So, and that only comes with when you deal with a real in your job you are dealt with a real or when you are faced real challenges and you overcome. And that's something it's very difficult to learn by by oneself. Rather, what I'm trying to say is that you can learn only on the job. So that's something, that's the good and bad in terms of it's something difficult to learn by one own effort, but versus you have to always work with a company who has that sort of product, so therefore you to learn. So then other thing is that maybe something like the broad range. So that means range of so for example, you can learn one thing and one thing very well, or you have not only have one thing very well, but also you have a broad range of technologies, and you work with different environments which deals with it. So these are the 3 parameters. Now in an ideal world, you know everything so well that everybody loves to have you, but that's really not the case most of the times. So again, depending on just my idea of giving you these 3 things to expose you what are the different metrics or different parameters, or different points you should consider if you have to really judge yourself where you stand vis-a-vis to competition. So let's get into the different types of technologies. One is the database technology. Let me write down all those things. Another is well, there is no straight way to categorize. I mean, it could be a huge categories, but let me try to do more at some level. So there's the languages, then maybe package software, plus, okay, I'm getting the line again, please excuse me for that. So line okay, let me undo it. So okay, we got the line removed. Okay, so there's package software plus tools I think those are the three broad level categories. So the databases. Now, database is one big component. Today nowadays any sort of application has some level of databases. So database, we have Oracle, MySQL, and SQL Server. So let me reduce the pen width a little bit. Okay, so out of this, Oracle is used mostly by the big companies which has big enterprise application. MySQL is gaining popularity because it's free, it's open source, and a lot of the quote-unquote website companies have this. So by the way, MySQL also used by a couple of big companies. Like I know Google uses MySQL for all their AdWords, even Facebook uses MySQL. So MySQL is really getting popularity. The one thing about I would say is that typically these skills are transferable because database skills are, they follow a certain pattern. So each of these database has almost 60 to 70% features are similar, even though there are a little bit nuances in different databases. But typically I have seen is if you are a good Oracle DB or Oracle developer, it is assumed that you can pick up MySQL very fast. So I would say that if you are new to the field, you can always learn MySQL because it's freely available. You can download and go through our training videos of MySQL and can learn it. So that is MySQL. By the way, we have got a good set of Oracle videos in our website and also YouTube channel, so please go through them. Then we have languages. So languages, we have PHP, C, C++, we have Java, then we have there are a lot of other SQLs. You can say Ruby. So again, the most I think popular language is Java, and then probably closely followed by PHP. C, C++ always has been there. It will be there. So yeah, some sort of broad knowledge about this is that mostly I have seen if it's a website, consumer website, a lot of them have typically PHP and MySQL. A lot of heavy enterprise applications are written by Java, C, C++, Ruby on Rails, and other languages like Perl. They also have been there for a while, and they are still used for some people. So if you're new to the language and if you're trying to learn, if you're thinking of working in a more like a consumer web type of company, you can think of learning PHP and MySQL. Other option is you can learn Java, which is will probably take more time. And also for the languages, you may want to learn something about object-oriented concepts, which is also very important for any software engineer. Then there are package tools. So package software or tools which are actually the package software, meaning say for example Siebel is a very popular CRM software which is now a part of Oracle, or let's say SAP is another popular ERP software. So those softwares, these are package softwares. They come up with a pre-built software. What people do is that they build on top of it, or they try to configure it. So the using SAP or Siebel definitely really has a good marketable skills. So this is again, if you don't want to do too much of, so a lot of these languages where you have to build software from scratch, whereas package tools, what you typically do is that you configure, you get the knowledge about the package which is very specific to that particular product. So for example, if you know SAP ERP software and you try to Oracle manufacturing job, your skills are not that transferable, versus if you're let's say Oracle DBA and you want to try with a MySQL DBA, or maybe you're Oracle developer and you want to try with a MySQL developer, those skills are a little bit more transferable than on the packages. But then again, because it's a very specific knowledge, it also has, and if somebody has the specific requirement, you can have a good value. So typically package software tools, they would not involve as extensive program as involving this, because here most of the times you're building software from scratch. And also with the package software it is good, but also bad is that you may get already in narrowed down in a particular field, and you may have a little bit less flexibility as you grow up. But again, who cares about that, if as long as you think that there's a good demand in the market. One of the things I have seen over the package software issues is that a lot of times those jobs may involve a little bit of traveling, because in a lot of those jobs may involve with consulting. Let's say I know Accenture has got a big demand for SAP SAP skilled people, and then they have different clients where you know who are SAP, so you end up traveling a lot. So if you like that sort of lifestyle, I think SAP is a good place. But again, if you don't like traveling and you are in SAP, you can still work for a big company and being a part of the in-house IT. If you want to build products, if you remember our first video where we talked about products and services. Now if you want to be in the product field, right, you want to build products, probably package software is not the thing you should target for. You should target for learning these languages, because these languages are used to build products right from scratch. Whereas if you want to do services, you may want to learn tools like SAP or Siebel or Oracle Manufacturing, because those tend to be those skills tend to be sought after by the services company. So I think that hopefully that gives you a good overview of different types of technologies, and we'll wrap up with one more video on this. Thank you.